Hello guys, so we are also today going to do multi-step equations. This is just, a third or a fourth step past what you've done before. It's not going to be too difficult. So on number one, you can see here that we have two variables. If you have two variables that are the same, you can combine them together. So we've got a negative 4x and a negative 6x. If we're combining those on the same side, you're not going to change the sign, you're just going to add them together. So negative 4 and negative 6 added together is negative 10x equals negative 20, okay? And then you're going to treat it just like we did a one-step equation. If negative 10 is beside, we divide. Negative divided by negative is a positive. 20 divided by 10 gives me 2. Okay, awesome. I'm going to look at number 3 here. So on number 3, we have two variables that they are on the opposite sides of the equation, so we're going to need to move one of them. I personally always move the one that is the least valuable, or which one you would have less money in your pocket. So I'm going to move the 7x to the other side. When you are moving it across the equal sign, you have to subtract. You're going to do the, not always, but you're going to do the opposite of whatever it is. So if it's positive, we are going to subtract. Because again, the reason we're doing that is the inverse so that they will cancel out. So we have 8x minus 7x gives us x minus 2 equals negative 9. Okay, then we need to get the x by itself, so we need to move this negative 2. The opposite is going to be to add 2 over. It's going to be x equals negative 9 plus 2 is going to give me a negative 7. Okay. On 5, this one is interesting. So if you see here, both of the variables are of the same value, so it doesn't matter which one you move. I'm going to take this one and move it over to this side. So it's going to cancel out here and here. So it's going to be negative 4 equals 0. And if that isn't possible, you're just going to put no solution. It didn't work. Okay. All right. So on 7, I always move the smaller variables. So we have a 5p, we have 8p. I'm going to move the 5 to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 5p over. This is also going to help us for next semester when we get to that geometry. It's going to help us with proofs. Don't want to scare you yet, so that is a long time from now. So we have negative 14 equals 8p minus 5p gives me 3p. Okay, now if I have a negative 4, or if I have a positive 4 on this side, I need to make it a negative 4 to move to the other side. And then you get negative 18 equals 3p. Divide by 3. We get negative 6 equals p. Okay, on 9, this is a problem that you will see. You see that there is a negative outside of this equation. Sometimes people will just go, oh, it's a negative x and be done with it. No. Treat this like, if it doesn't have a number there, make it a negative 1. Okay, then you're going to do like what we did in two-step equations. You are going to distribute it here and here. So it's going to be a negative x and a negative 4. It's going to change the signs. If they're both positives, they're both going to turn to negatives. Equals negative 8. Okay, I need to move this negative 4 to the other side, so I'm going to add 4 over. We get negative 4 equals negative x. We're going to put a 1 here. If the negative 1 is beside, we divide. Negative divided by negative is a positive, so it is 4 equals x. Okay, so I'm going to go down here and do 13. So on 13, there's a lot going on. So now we have to deal with PEMDAS, the please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, that kind of thing. I'm sure you've heard some kind of saying. So first thing we're going to deal with is parentheses. I can't combine anything in here, so what I'm going to do is distribute this 6 to both. So this side is going to remain the same. 6 times 1 is going to give me 6. 6 times 3k is going to give me an 18k. All right, I need to get my variables to both sides. Which one would you rather have in your pocket, negative $6 or $18? Okay, I would much rather have $18, so I'm going to move the negative 6 over to get rid of it. So I'm going to add 6 over. These are going to cancel. You end up with negative 18 equals 6 plus 24k. Okay, not too bad. I need to get this variable again by itself, so I'm going to take this 6 and move it to the other side. We get negative 24 equals 24k. And then the last step, if that 24 is beside, I need to divide. I need to get rid of it and move it to the other side, do the opposite. So it's going to cancel here. Negative 24 divided by 24 gives you a negative 1. Okay. I'm going to do one more for you. I'm going to do 17 and then we'll call it a day. So if there's a negative outside here, again, what would you put there? You're going to put a 1. And then you're going to take that negative 1 and distribute it to both of these. So negative times positive is a negative 1. Negative 1 times 7 is a negative 7. Now I need to distribute this negative 6 here and here. Negative times negative is going to give me a positive 42. And then negative 6 times negative x is going to give me a positive 6x equals 36. Okay, I got a lot of stuff I need to combine on the side, so we're going to combine like terms. I'm going to combine my variables together. Negative 7x and a positive 6x. Negative 7 plus 6 gives me a negative 1x. Then I have a negative 1 and a 42. 42 minus 1 is going to give me 41 equals 36. Okay, this is much more manageable than this or this. That is what we want. So we're going to take this 41, we're going to subtract it to the other side because you're going to do the opposite. You get negative 1x equals 36 minus 41 gives you a negative 5. If that negative 1 is beside, we're going to divide by negative 1. We get x equals 5. Okay, and that is it. Thanks, guys.